well, I think they're, well, it's like, oh, hang on tight so you don't spill it everywhere. That's the discussion on scents. Hey guys, welcome back. So I got Friday favorites and Fooeys for you today, and I would say that overall, kind of as I'm looking at my favorites here, I was really enjoying kind of like citrusy sort of makeup. So kind of like peaches, oranges, raspberries, yellows. I've got a really fun yellow loose pigment that is so pretty to share with y'all. Lots of Colourpop favorites. Still loving me some Colourpop as always. And yeah, just some goodies. So let's get to them. Okay, so first off is this adorable Colourpop palette. So the palette itself is really cute, but the outside box I think is like super duper duper cute. I love this raspberry, well, I guess watermelon-y sort of a color with this bright teal. The contrast is so pretty. It looks like a little cute watermelon on the side. That's stinking adorable, so I love the box. The actual palette itself is super cute too, but the box is even cuter. So this is that watermelon sort of a color, nice sturdy plastic sort of packaging to it. So here is kind of the overall what you're getting in here. So it's a very watermelon-y sort of a palette, so it totally matches the theme. I would say main colors I was enjoying from this palette would be this one for blending, this one for blending, really enjoyed this one for the lids, and this one for the outer corner. I think that was, yeah, I think those were the main ones I was playing with from this palette. I think one day I wore this one, a little bit of this one. So those are the main colors. Look at that pigmentation. What? So if you like these kind of watermelon-y sort of colors, this would totally be the palette for you. I think it's so fun for this time of year for the warm weather. Beautiful. The metallic-y shades are really nice and silky but pigmented. The mattes are an interesting sort of a formula. Oh, that one's so pretty. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. The mattes are almost a little bit more like dense or something. So in a swatch, they almost feel like they would be difficult to blend or something, but they're not at all. They are very easy to work with on the eyes, not difficult to blend at all, but they just have a lot of pigment to them. They are beautiful. So, so fun. Not a lot of variation of color in this palette, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would, well, I think they're sticking to the theme really, really well. So thinking about that, I wouldn't necessarily change anything, but to make this a little bit more of a interesting and or complete sort of a palette, or one that I might reach for a little bit more, I would say maybe a little bit more like variation of color, like maybe a lighter sort of a, I think that would really help, a light, like an icy, super light gold, peachy sort of a color or something like that. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like there's just not a lot, it's a lot of like the same sort of depth of color in this palette, but still beautiful. I love it. It's like 12 bucks, great quality, super fun. And this palette from Covergirl, this is the Covergirl Revolution eyeshadow palette. So I mainly have this in my crease today, but played with this several times this week, and this is really pretty. So the packaging is beautiful. I was not initially drawn into these palettes, mainly because of the inside packaging and the layout. I do wish that this palette were smaller so that there's not all this extra space here. So that's really the main thing that kind of kept me from being drawn into these palettes. So if that were changed, then I would have instantly been interested in them. But I gave this one a shot, and I'm so glad I did, because it is really pretty and really, really good. I think my standout favorite from this whole palette is this shade right here. This is such a pretty, kind of like mustardy peach sort of a color. It's beautiful. The mattes are super buttery. They are soft, silky, and buttery is how I would describe them. So they do definitely kick up a lot of product in the pan, but I really don't notice a lot of fallout on the face if I tap off my brush. Really very minimal, I would say, and they blend really, really well. So the formula is so good on this palette. And then this gold is beautiful. Have a little bit of that on kind of the inner part of my lid. Inner corners I have something else, but look at that. And then what's another one I played with? This one right here. So the metallics are super pigmented. Oh, I just realized my light is off back there. It's so glitchy. It goes in and out all the time. These mats, y'all, so good, so blendable. Very, very nice. So there they are right there. Beautiful. So really, really like how they blend. I think it's a fun palette too, the overall theme to it. It's very kind of fiery and warm. So there's different ones. I think there's 4 different ones. And this is the one that kind of drew me in as far as the color family that was happening in there. But just look how pretty that is. So yeah, I really, really like this palette. Love the outside packaging to it, that it's kind of a little bit edgy and sort of like fiery but Victorian or something. So really the only thing that I wish were changed about this palette is just if it were smaller. Like bring these together and still have this pretty packaging to it, because it's really nice quality and very pretty. So just really kind of like bring it together and then perfect. So yeah, I still really, really like it. That's the only thing that I would change about it. So I was playing with it this week and I think it's awesome. This yellow pigment that I have along my lower lash line and then just the tiniest little bit on the inner corners of my eyes. Y'all, this is so pretty and amazing. So it looks really pretty in the container and like a lot of fun, but then when you use it, I didn't realize that it was gonna have some little sparkle and shimmer to it. That was like a total surprise that made me love it even more. Let me try to get some on the little stopper so I can swatch it for you. Here it is. A big old pigment container like this is so scary. It's like, oh, hang on tight so I don't spill it everywhere. So here it is in a swatch. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell in a swatch because I couldn't really tell until I got it on my eyes. But there's a lot of shimmer to it. So of course you have to like shimmer to like this pigment because it is a really fun bright yellow, but then it has like a light sparkly property to it. The sparkle in it is more really light champagne or white or something. So it just catches the light so beautifully. And it's like a really happy yellow, is how I would describe it. It's bright and borderline neon-y. I think it looks more neon in the container. And it is bright and happy and, you know, like really attention-getting because it is a bright color. But it's not that stark neon. It's more of like a citrusy sort of a yellow where it's got that brightness to it, but then not to the neon side. And then it's also got that really fun sparkle to it. Ooh, it is so pretty. I loved wearing this on the lower lash line this week. I think it would be beautiful all over the lids. I still want to play with it that way because it's amazing. I usually use it almost always with the setting spray because I think that really like kicks it up a notch and makes it even more amazing. But yeah, I think these are like $7 or $8 or something, which you will have this for forever. You could share this with all your friends and then still have some left over. So lots of pigment that you're getting in there and just such a fun, pretty color. Ooh, and then I almost forgot that I wore it with this liner. This is the Colourpop, once again, another Colourpop thing. The cream gel liner in Punch, BFF cream gel liner in, what did I just say? I already forgot, in Punch. Yeah, so I do have this on my lower lash line as well, but I wore the pigment by itself without a liner under it one day. And I'm trying to remember if I noticed, I don't think I noticed any fading, but anytime I use a liner and then the shadow or the pigment on top of it, that definitely helps to adhere it better. So today I have it on with this, and this is a really fun color because this is a beautiful bright yellow. I do think that the packaging is obviously a little bit off because it looks like it's gonna be more of a, how would I describe this? Like an orangey yellow or like a light peach sort of a color, but it's really more of a bright yellow. Oh, Chester has joined us, so if the camera shifts, it's because he's in here with us now. So yeah, very, very fun color there. So if you are looking for a bright yellow sort of a liner, or really bright liners in general, Colourpop's been coming out with some lately, and they are so fun, so bright, so happy, and just a good time. So yeah, got this on today. I wore this several times this week and really enjoyed it. Standout blush favorite this week, I would say a couple of things from this palette. I've been doing that quite a bit recently. If there's something in a palette that will work as a blush, I'll just grab that as my blush, and I really like it because it ends up creating this sort of like cohesive kind of a look. So that's what I've been doing lately. So I think Chester's climbing on things in the closet now. I hear rustling and the closet door is open. So yeah, I think he's in there exploring. Oh, he's back out. I was expecting a crash to happen if he were in there. Like he'd climb on something and then everything would avalanche. But he's back out now. I'm sure moving on to his next project. He's back over there now. Anywho, back to the makeup. Okay, so I think it just creates this really cohesive sort of a look. So the ones that I was using as blush were this one and this guy right here. Yeah, mainly this one because it's a little bit lighter and easier to wear. I do have a little combo of these two, just really lightly. Obviously, these are smaller pans, so you need to use a slightly smaller brush to really get in there well. But I just kind of tapped in each of them, and it just creates this really pretty blush. You already saw these when I was talking about the palette on my eyes, but really quickly. So, I mean, they're dark for sure. So that's why I say I had to like just barely tap, but wore this several times as my blush and totally works. So yeah, I've been really enjoying doing that. So if you haven't tried that and you're just, you know, especially, I don't know, it just feels like fun, like you're playing with makeup in different ways, but also then you don't have to go grab something else. It's like you already got it right there, which is nice. So it's, you know, easy, but also creates a really nice, fun, cohesive sort of a look. For lips this week, this guy lived in my purse several days and I really enjoyed it. This is the Benefit They're Real Double the Lip. I hope that these are still around. In Nude Scandal. Nude Scandal. So these are cool because they are kind of a two-sided sort of a situation. Well, not really two-sided, but it's, well, kind of. It's got the darker color at one end and then the lighter color at the other. So you end up having the look of a lip liner, but you don't have two separate products, which is really cool. I really like the formula of these too. They are very comfortable, creamy. I mean, they're definitely one of those it can live in your purse sort of lip products that's just super comfortable. When I think of a lip product that I want to live in my purse, it's something that will go with most everything. It's a color that'll go with most everything. And just be kind of a never fail you sort of a formula that's comfortable, but not high maintenance or something like that. So all those things I think fit the bill for this one right here. So it's a really pretty sort of a mauve-y, pinky kind of a color. Really pretty. So the lip liner side is just slightly darker. It's over here. And then the actual lip color itself, the lighter shade, is a little bit more of a mauve-y pink. But yeah, it's very comfortable. It does have kind of a baby powder sort of a scent. So I don't hate the scent. I think it's fine, but I would maybe just like a, you know, a more traditional vanilla sort of a scent or cupcake or something like that. So it's not bad. I don't mind it at all, but if it were going to be scented, I would maybe pick that instead. But I would rather this scent over like a perfumey, straight up perfume scent. So it's like, I don't want perfume scents. I'm okay with baby powder, but my favorite is vanilla. That's the discussion on scents. And then these guys, I was so excited to see a display of these at Walmart. I had not heard about these coming out. These are the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayons, Lip Crayons. This one is in the color, what is it? Laugh Louder. And this is what I have on my lips today. I was really excited to see these because I was so sad when they got rid of their color blurs that were like a crayon situation on one end, and then it had like a little smudger thingy on the other end. I never used the smudger thingy, but I just really, really liked the crayon and the formula of the crayon. So I was really excited to see these because I was hoping that they would be similar. And I would say that they are similar, but not exact. I still prefer the color blurs as far as the formula and how they feel on the lips. But I think that these are a workable alternative. So I'm glad that they came out with these. I wish they would have just kept the color blurs, but I'd rather have these than nothing, if that makes sense. Okay, so here it is right here. Really fun. I think in the packaging, it looks like it's going to be more of a straight up orange, or a lot orange, more orangey than it actually is. It's more of a red, but just an orangey toned red. So there is the color on it. So formula, I bought several colors of these, so I think I'm going to do a whole video lip swatching the colors that I got and kind of talking more about the formula. So what I notice about these is they end up setting down to be overall very matte. So I would say that they wear kind of in between a matte lipstick and a liquid lipstick. So they're moving towards a liquid lipstick. So meaning what I notice with them is they start to kind of wear away in the middle of the lips, which is not my favorite thing, but it doesn't do it to the extent of a liquid lipstick situation. So I can deal with it. But it's just easy because it's a crayon that you can keep in your purse. It works as kind of basically a lip liner and a lipstick. It really adheres to the lips well, so it doesn't move everywhere. But it is a drier sort of a formula. I wouldn't say that it's dry, but it's definitely not hydrating. And you have to be okay with a matte lipstick and even probably a liquid lipstick because I think it's kind of in between those two. So overall, I do really like them. I'm excited that they came out with them. I don't like them as much as the color blurs, but I think that they're still fun because I like a lip crayon and they had some really pretty colors. One other thing I want to tell you, I'm trying to remember. Yes, it was the scent. Okay, so the scent is pretty strong. It reminds me of, I think it's the Revlon, the ones that are super fragrant from them, because it's sort of like baby powder mixed with super fruity citrusy or something. So it's a strong scent to it, but once you have it on your lips, I don't notice it. So I could do without that or a toned down version of that. What's funny is I'm actually totally okay with their Play-Doh scents, the scent of their lipsticks. I've totally like gotten used to that scent and almost borderline kind of like it because I like their lipsticks so much. So I would be okay with the Play-Doh scent and would prefer that actually over this. It's not a bad scent. It's just really strong, very fruity / baby powdery sort of a scent. So yeah, wore that this week and I enjoyed it. Okay guys, so those are all my favorites for this week. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you were loving this week or maybe not so much loving. Let me know your weekend plans or any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and I'll see you in my next video.